Hey, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Oliveri here, and we're going to go through today's lesson. So, at this point, we have finished the Crucible Act 3, and we are going to learn a little bit about mob mentality. Alright, so before we get into this, you have a couple resources for this. Everything you are going to do is going to be put on this worksheet. Okay, so this worksheet kind of follows through the whole lesson, and this you're going to be filling out as you go. And ultimately, what you want to do is complete this well, it's a 3 square, it's a 2 square, and a 3 rectangle, and a little free write at the end. Alright, so the do now, you are going to need to put the following words in order from least to most intimidating. Alright, what's the most intimidating? A crowd, a group, a clan, a mob, or a flock. Okay? So go ahead and do that. You could put me on pause, or you could just watch this whole straight through and then go. After that, you are going to watch this video clip. This was a pretty insane clip, and it wasn't that long ago. Alright? Just some background knowledge. There was a guy with his wife and I believe a little kid on the highway. They had an altercation with a biker gang, and then things just got out of hand. I don't want to spoil it anymore. Alright? And as you watch that, you're going to write down questions you have as the events occur. Alright? Just basic questions. Just take some notes while you do this. Now, after you've done that, here are the notes for mob mentality. This is actually what mob mentality is, and this is a real thing. Okay? This describes how people are influenced by their peers to adopt certain behaviors, follow trends, and or even purchase items. Alright? Something happens when you're a part of a group where you sort of aren't as inclined to listen to your own instincts or gut feeling, but instead, when you're part of this group, you follow the majority for either fear of being wrong or ostracized or ridiculed or whatever, even if what the mob is doing isn't necessarily the greatest thing. Alright? For an individual, being part of a mob means having some sort of subconscious security that no harm will befall the individual since he is with a mob. So, because you're with a mob, you're really not in danger. You're acting as like one whole unit. You have anonymity, alright? Again, it's not you as the individual, you're with a mob. And because of that, you feel like there are no consequences and you sort of lose your personal identity and the mob itself takes on its own identity. You see this a lot like on Black Fridays where these people just run store clerks over to get into the store when, if it was just themselves, they're probably not people that would just run people over to get a discount on a bathrobe. This is what happens. Now, you have these 3 questions, alright? To learn a little bit more about mob mentality, we have 2 articles for you that you should read. One is Bullying, Social Psychology, and Mob Mentality. Alright? Real short. 2 pages. Or I'm sorry. 3 pages. The next one, Mob Mentality. The brain suppresses personal moral code when in groups. These are actually really interesting because this is a scientific, phenomenon that happens. This is not just something that people think happens. This actually happens. Alright? So when we go back to the questions, do you believe anonymity, again, being anonymous, is dangerous to society in general? Why or why not? Find a quote from the article to support your view. You need to have a quote from the article. Okay, this is not just your opinion. It's your opinion, but support it with a quote from the article. Question 2. What is a motivating factor in this clip? You gotta watch the clip again. That caused the people in the clip to form a mob. And how can you relate this to current issues in today's society? So a 2-part question. Be sure to answer both parts. Again, you gotta watch the clip. Last question. Connecting it to the Crucible. What are some examples from the Crucible that demonstrate mob mentality? If you've been reading, this should be an easy one. And what other novels or readings have we done where authors used the theme of mob mentality to drive the plot? explain. Okay? Anything else? Novels or readings have we done where authors use the theme of mob mentality? If you can't think of anything we've done, maybe it's something that you've done in another class in an earlier year. All right? So you have those articles read, you have those 3 questions done. The last thing is a free write. Why does mob mentality continue to happen? Do you believe it is a fear or a person's need to be a follower? You can continue your answer on that back page. So again, this is for the do now. These are your notes as you watch the biker clip. We wrote up the mob mentality notes for you because we're super nice. Here is where you record your answers for the 3 square. And here is where you will write your free write. Alright? Guys, it really does help us if you write in a different font or you highlight it or something like that. It is, as small as it is, it's a huge help. Okay? We are available for questions. Just reach out. And this is actually a pretty interesting topic. These clips are really interesting, and it's interesting to see the science of how this actually happens. Okay? So, again, any questions, just reach out to us. This is due on Wednesday, people. All right? Wednesday. Take care.